Hi, welcome to SASA TV, hosted by me, JJ Fott. On SASA TV, we talk to some guests who are SASA members and some other students from the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. We like to talk to them about their quarantine life as well as their life outside the comfort of their home. If you like this episode, please like and also subscribe to the channel for more news on SASA TV. And as always, please enjoy the show.
Quick recap then, because I guess in case it did come through and then nobody wants to hear the same story again. Um, but like I think it was an hour before our Diwali program, and the SASA girls, um, actual Desi Dancing Queens, the best dance group ever, were up on the stage practicing, and I just looked out, and it was like just a bunch of people came together to help set up for an event that we all really cared about. And that was really wholesome and cool, and it was my favorite SASA memory.
That's fair. That's fair. I think that whole event was pretty good. I mean, there were so many people that came together to make it happen, and it was something that no one's ever done before. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it
and
was,
I
yeah,
thought, I mean, so right, I've been at Rose for 6 years now, and I think it was definitely just one of the coolest things to see. Like, just a bunch of people were like, "Yes, let's do this. Let's make this really big, and we'll get lots of food, and we'll have a good time." And it was just really cool.
hmm yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate. It'll be interesting to see like with what everything happens with quarantine and everything,
Yeah,
how it's going to be done. But
yeah, and hopefully we can still do something as amazing because we're just a really cool club.
that is true. Another question that I thought was really interesting is, could you ever live without the internet?
Um, No, because my degree is in computer science, and
Or-
really that means my degree is in Googling things. So I think I would struggle just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
Yeah, where did I guess how did you decide to do engineering management as like a master's, or like where did that come from?
Yeah, so in when I was an undergrad, I was both a sophomore advisor and an RA. And I realized that I really liked working with people and like helping people. And so I liked code and I enjoyed it, I guess. But really I enjoyed helping people solve their problems and not, solving code problems, which often felt like I wanted to throw a computer at a wall.
hmm
Um, and so I realized that I wanted to be like on a management track, and so that I would, have more of those people interactions and talking to stakeholders and things like that. And when I was talking to a lot of people, they were like, "Well, you could go and like work for a job and be a code monkey for a little while, or you could maybe, you know, kind of fast track that and do some management work, like kind of do some studies in that." And so that's what I decided to do.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sometimes I think just for me personally as well, going to Rose-Hulman, it kind of wears you out with the technical stuff, like all the technicalities. That's definitely where I'm at too. Is like I don't even know if like I like helping people and I don't really like engineering anymore. That's like yeah.
Yeah, and I think the hard part, especially about going to Rose-Hulman, is that you like go through it and you're like, I realized this like what my junior year, and I was like, well, I don't know what else I would do, and it's too late to change that, so I don't really. I got to a point where I was like, I don't know what I want to do, and people were like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I was like, I don't want to grow up.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's definitely a struggle sometimes, and I think Rose-Hulman turns out really good engineers and people who really know they don't want to do engineering. So.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of I've been talking to a lot of people about it recently, but yeah, I'm kind of at that point too where it's like, I'm too far in to like switch anything, so it's just kind of like I'm committed now, so
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. I feel that a lot. And I think there are a lot of jobs that you can do. The nice thing is that like when you have an engineering degree, you're like really, really hireable, and you don't necessarily have to be hireable in whatever your degree is in. The bad thing was that as I was applying to a lot of jobs like this past year, I applied to management jobs and people would be like, "We see you are a software developer. Consider being a software developer." And I was like, "No, no, 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 I don't want to." So that was fun.
yeah. What made you originally get into CS? Like, did you have somewhere you wanted to go, like security or development, like you said, or
Um, Not really. So both my parents are computer scientists. And I did Catapult. And I did like the computer science like thing in Catapult, and I really loved it. And I think I just really loved just the problem solving aspect of it. Honestly, I love taking a problem and breaking it down and solving the little parts of it and then putting it all back together. And so I think it was like a lot of, I think, engineers, I liked problem solving. And I just sort of fell into computer science. And I also liked a lot of the math that was involved with that. So that sounds really nerdy, but I really enjoyed like the disco classes. I took discos 1, 2, 3, and 4 because I could. And so that was the stuff that I really enjoyed. So
Mhm. That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. I guess like a random question off of that, but when are you at your like happiest? Is there like a hobby or something that like gives you that joy? This was another like audience question.
Yeah, it was on that list, wasn't it? So I am a people person, and I am happiest, I think, when I am around a bunch of people, but there's no like set agenda. We're all just like hanging out. So like if you ask me like my favorite moments in quarantine or like in like new, whatever this new nonsense that we're calling it is, I think like definitely it was after our first SASA meeting when we played Scribble. Because it was just a bunch of people like hanging out and being goofy and like, roasting each other. So I think I'm definitely at my happiest when I'm like around people, but there's no like goal. We're just hanging out, and we're not like stressed out about what comes next. I think that's when I'm at my happiest.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel that. Yeah, it's kind of I think that's why a lot of people join clubs at Rose too. It's just like you
Hmm.
you just can't do it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. I don't know why. I took my freshman year, I took global writing and intercultural communications with Dr. Summers. Pro tip, if you can take any class with Dr. Summers, take a class with Dr. Summers. Um, but our final project was we just had to open like a study abroad application. And so I like randomly picked New Zealand. And it's a really cool place. So I would go to New Zealand. I also want to go to Athens, Greece. Um, and then lastly, my bed to take a nap. That was three, but
Yeah,
that's
that's fair. That's fair. I want to answer Praneet's question really fast, but I think that's probably why I lost audio actually, because
did you take
I've been
your
actually
AirPods out?
having, yeah, I took them out, but I've been having problems recently. But that's a side note. The funny thing before this too, when I was like looking for stuff about you, is that you like Dr. Summers, like your Instagrams, like all of those like comics and everything. That
Yeah.
class. What was your favorite graphic novel that we did?
So, yeah, so background on that for those of you who haven't taken, it's Dr. Summers has a graphic novels class. And the homework assignments, it's like every day that you have a reading, you have to take a picture of like a important part of the comic or the graphic novel and like put it on Instagram and like talk about why it was meaningful to you. And so I got an Instagram just for that class and I don't use it, which is why I was like, I don't know what I did wrong when this all exploded. So,
Yeah, it's definitely.
because I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. Um, but so I think my favorite, we read one called Miss Marvel, which is about a like South Asian girl in New Jersey who like has superpowers. And it was really cool and it was very adorable and like it was nice to see representation, which I'm all about. So that was my favorite.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I remember because I had no idea about like the Captain Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was like before the movie came out. I took the class last year in the winter, and yeah, it's super fun.
It is
How
a
do you
deep
feel
dive.
about Persepolis? That book?
So we actually didn't read Persepolis.
Uh,
We read Mouse. Did you read Mouse?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we
The one
didn't
about quarantine.
and we might have read Persepolis. I liked it. I had actually seen when I was in like the 10th grade, we watched it in English. There's a movie. And we watched it and I liked it. I thought it was really good when we watched the movie. So I was ready, like I was excited to read it.
Did you still have like the comic as your final? Like you had to make a comic for the
Yeah.
final? Do you
Mine
remember
was
what
about
yours was?
it was about so I can't draw, so mine was about planets because I could just trace circles over and over again.
Yeah.
And so it was like basically the other planets were making fun of Pluto because it's not a planet and you just see at the end like the last panel is just like a little picture of Pluto. And Pluto, if you look at the pictures of Pluto that came out, it like looks like there's kind of a heart indent on it. So Pluto's just like off to the side, kind of sad, holding its little heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's pretty wholesome though. That's a good time. What do you consider yourself an expert at?
um Being Vibha. I'm pretty good at that. That's all I got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Would you have a favorite song or like music genre?
Um, no, not really. So for a while I got really into like um all like colleges that have like Bollywood a cappella. I got like super into that for a while when I was in undergrad. So I listened to a lot of that for a while, which I like liked because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know some of this. That's neat." So yeah.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that like can't, have you ever tried to like do homework while listening to music and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
I can't do it. I
Yeah.
have to listen to music that doesn't have any words to it. Otherwise, I sing along, and it's not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. If I listen to songs that have like the hip hop songs or stuff that are like kind of upbeat, I
Yeah.
find myself I almost get nothing done.
Yeah.
I end up looking at like music videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Half the time, I start just like dancing around my room, and then I'm like, "Oh wait, I was supposed to be doing stuff."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a playlist that's just like classical music, and that's what I'll listen to when I'm like really focused or trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
focus. What is pen masala? I like pretty.
Pretty is really into Pen Masala. He apparently wrote it 3 different times. Pen Masala is it's like a Bollywood a cappella group that originated at Penn. Also,
Oh,
Garrett has a good point. Praneet's brother is a really good singer. We did watch him that one time at that one meeting.
yeah. Garrett also had a question of who's your favorite white SASA member.
Um, oh, that's a tough one. I feel like I
Yeah.
have to say Garrett because he asked the question.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah. That's great. If you were on a deserted island, who would you want to be with, and why would it be Chicken?
Okay, I told Shukan I was going to answer this question. It would definitely be Shukan because half the time when we're hanging out, she's like the mature, responsible one, and I just want to like, I don't know, goof off and eat samosas. So it would definitely be Shukan because she would actually make sure that we survived, and I would be like, Shukan, let's dance instead.
That's fair. I thought
Yeah.
that was so cute. The skit you guys had for the holy video, where you like threw the holy at each other.
Yeah, that was really fun. We were trying to be clever, and that's what we came up with. That
That's fair.
also took a long time. I had to make powder, and it was a mess. So my roommates were like, "Why is there just blue gunk all over our kitchen?" I was like, I'll clean that up later."
Oh my gosh, how do you? What is the process like for making that powder?
So I tried a lot of things. I tried just adding food coloring to flour, but flour and water just make like a paste. So
Yeah.
you have to like mix it and make a paste and then let it dry out. And obviously, like we put it off until the last minute. So I tried throwing it in the oven for a few minutes to dry it out. And I like one batch worked, and then I was like, but I actually need more. So I made another one and I burned it. And I was like, I don't want brown powder instead. So I threw that out. And then I actually just ended up dyeing sugar. I was like, F this nonsense.
Oh really? So you
Um,
guys just like put food coloring and sugar?
in like a bag of sugar and just shook it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So then when like I got sugar thrown at my face, it wasn't actually that bad. Like it tasted good.
Yeah. I just can't get over like you really got her because I was that planned like when you threw it and she switched the camera and then she just gets like pasted.
So so Shukan will tell you this. We filmed it separately, and so Shukan's sister threw it at her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're not in the same place.
Okay,
We actually like
I
filmed
just,
it.
it looked like you were at like a sunset and she was at a sunset, so I was like, oh, they must be like in the same, like right by the Whitechapel.
Yeah, no, we actually like filmed it separately, and then I just like spliced all the videos
That's right.
together.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's really cool.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, who threw the sugar at you then? Was it like your roommate?
My roommate. So he filmed it and also threw sugar at me.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense. That's fair.
it was a good
Uh,
time.
yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Definitely like one of the spotlight parts of it. What have you been doing during quarantine? Like, what keeps you busy during this time?
So aside from trying to figure out how to teach class, I have actually gotten really into writing letters. So I have like I randomly at the beginning of the school year, I bought a bunch of like letter stuff, so like cards and envelopes and things like that. And so I've been sending a lot of like physical letters, which Garrett points out now that's a software expert. And I agree. I don't do computer science for fun. So I do the opposite actually. So it's really nice to send like snail mail to people. So that's what I've been doing. It's kind of fun.
Really? Okay, so you just like write a letter to the person, like.
Hmm.
So have they all been close friends, or have you like decided like random people maybe? I feel like that'd be fun.
Yeah, I haven't sent it to random people. So a while ago, I decided when I got drunk one night to print photos from Walmart. I like had been meaning to print a bunch of photos for a while. And apparently like 2 glasses of wine in Vibha, which my friends call me Dizzy Vibby at that point. Apparently she's very generous. So if there were like 3 people in the photo, I printed 3 copies of this photo.
Oh my god.
And I had been meaning to like mail them to people and be like, hey, I printed out this photo and I think it's really cute. Like, here you go. And I just hadn't gotten around to it. So when quarantine happened, I was like, ooh, more free time. So I did that.
That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. Have you ever like written like how are the letters? Are they more jokey or are they like super serious and like
Oh, no, they're more jokey. At one point, I decided to just draw a dinosaur and I had no words on it.
and you sent it?
Yeah, and sent it. Yeah, it was pretty quality. I mean, I think I signed it so people wouldn't be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. You should start doing them randomly and then like there's nothing
Yeah.
there. Just, like,
Yeah, and just pick like random addresses. People would not be freaked out by that at all.
yeah. That is true. Oh man. Does anyone have any questions in the audience? Those are actually some of the rapid fire ones I'm gonna go through.
Oh gosh, rapid fire questions. Hi, friends in the audience.
I can come up with some rapid fire questions. Have you seen Nitin's
This is quality time.
CSFE project video?
I think so.
I
Please
don't know
give me
why.
more context, Nathan. Give me
Yeah.
more context.
I'm wondering if he wants to see his grade early or.
Yeah, what are you looking for there, buddy?
Yeah, Praneet should just like message out. We should. That's how we should edit this. It'll be like subtitles. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Shukin's original question. Who is your favorite Power Ranger?
Oh, okay. All right. So I don't remember the Power Rangers. I never watched the Power Rangers. So give me backstory. What are my options?
I don't know. It's
Oh.
been so long since I've had the Power Rangers, so I'm gonna wait on Shukin.
Okay, yeah, Shugun, where you at? What are the Power
I
Rangers?
would just say a color. I'd be like, I like the blue guy.
Oh yeah, that
just like
green
that was
person.
5-year-old me. Like, the blue
Yes.
one.
That guy. Him.
Yeah.
Can I answer with my favorite like Phineas and Ferb character instead?
Yeah,
I
that's
like Perry
fine.
the Platypus. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
Perry the Platypus.
Nice. Perry.
Oh gosh. Okay, Nathan
So
answered.
sweet.
Red, black, blue, yellow,
What
pink
would
for
you?
OG.
Oh god.
I'm still going with Perry the Platypus. That's my answer.
That's fair. That's the answer. Oh, he was talking about his robot video, by the way. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, let's pretend I remember the robot videos.
Nice. What would you do if you were not teaching at Rose?
Hopefully working. So I am doing project management as my next thing. So I am gonna be working for a company that consults for Crane doing project management. And so hopefully if I wasn't teaching, I would be doing project management work in a tech space. That's my goal, is to stay within tech, but not really doing tech.
That's fair. Is that gonna be kind of similar, like the path for you after your master's degree and everything?
Yeah. So that's where I'm headed now, is to kind of be doing project management in a tech space.
Gotcha. Okay, now we have all these random questions.
Now they're all about Power Rangers.
I like how Praneet puts them in the question box. That's good for him. It's organized, so now I can look at it. What's your favorite food?
Just like in general, ever? Oh, a favorite meal. So I don't cook Indian food, and so whenever I go home, my mom will make just like really simple, like tomato rasam, green beans, and it's like my favorite meal ever because I'm coming off of like pizza rolls and tater tots. So definitely like home cooked anything. Also, Shukun's parents make really good food.
Have you ever traveled outside of the U.S.?
So yes, but we just go to India when we travel outside of the U.S. So nothing super, super fancy. And when we go to India, we're just visiting family. We're not like, I've never like touristed in India. So really, honestly, it's just like 3 places in India that I've visited.
That's fair. Would you consider yourself more of like a city person, or like you want to be in a quiet area, like the rural?
So I grew up in a suburban part of Cleveland, Ohio, so like a suburb of Cleveland. So I'm a suburban person. I'm like a like let me play in the streets as I grow up kind of person. So not really city, but also not rural, I guess. Whatever suburbs are.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. So could you see yourself moving to like a bigger city after graduation, or does it just, wherever you just end up? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely like heavily job dependent. So right now I'm like in the process of apartment hunting in Bloomington, just because that's like where my next thing is. But eventually I also want to get out of the Midwest. Again, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and then moved to Terre Haute, and that's like where I've lived. So I'm definitely ready to like, let's go to like Boston or California or like one of the coasts and do more interesting things than just be surrounded by corn.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Yes.
Um, okay. Magnetic, are you gonna miss teaching CS 120?
I think I will. I so this is my 5th time doing it now. And so like trying to do it online has been really interesting. But I think I will miss just because I really liked explaining concepts and things like that to people, and I liked that student interaction and just like getting to see people like learn was really cool. I had Magna in class, and then I was lucky enough to like be able to be her friend afterward, and that was really awesome. So I think I'll definitely miss that, especially because I'm like younger than all of the other professors. So I'm like, hey kids, let me hang out with you. As
Yeah.
Malaysia likes to tell me I'm a boomer, but that's cool. So yeah, I think I'll definitely miss that.
Yeah. Are you into cricket at all?
I'm not. Don't ask me any cricket questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that pop up and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So I was curious. How did you end up finding SASA to begin with? Like, how did you discover the club?
Um, so I think Praneet told me about it before it was getting off the ground. Um, I think I signed like the original, like, can you have 10 people or 20 people in this club or whatever? I think I was one of those signatures. So I'd like to tell myself I'm an OG SASA member because I knew about it. And then when I saw the flyers, I was like, oh, they really did it. So yeah. Garrett wants us to know that the correct answer for our favorite Pakistani cricket player was Imran Khan. Thanks, Garrett.
Yeah. What's this to know? Just to be sure. What about Bollywood movies in general? Do you have like a preference there?
Um, so I don't really have a preference. Shukan and I used to have, when we were on campus, we would have movie nights where we straight up just roast things, which was really fun. I will say I do have a favorite Bollywood movie. And so I want to say like 2000 or 2001, the movie Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam came out, which has Aishwarya Rai in it. And she does this dance about a lemon. For everyone who's seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. But I was 4 years old when that movie came out, and that was the reason that I decided I wanted to learn dance. And my mom was like, Bharatanatyam, that's what that means. All right. If there are no more questions, just another plug. You should like SASA's Instagram page and YouTube channel and whatever other social media they have and check them out because they do really cool things. And they're a really neat club. Yeah. Okay, bye.
If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and follow us on our Instagram account at RHITSASA for more updates on all of the SASA members.